Hello, hello, it's me again. And today we're going to be making a super flowery pink and green house. This was really easy to make and not very time consuming at all, so I would go as far as to say that it's pretty beginner friendly. But anyway, let's get on with it. Here are the dimensions for the build. And as you can see, I've chosen not to build it on a flat surface, but that doesn't really matter because we're going to level it out with the foundations. And for this we're going to be starting off by using some stone bricks. I would probably recommend taking a screenshot of the dimensions just so you can refer back to them later, as we are going to be building over the top of them. But yeah, we're going to move one block out from that pink and purple dotted line and we're just going to build all the way around. And of course we want to make sure it's level, so some areas for me are 1 block high, whereas other areas are 2 blocks high, but obviously you can cater that to the sort of land that you're building on. And when that's all done, you can go ahead and fill everything in. Next, I went ahead and added in some variation by swapping out some of the mossy stone bricks just for regular stone bricks. This is an optional step, but I just find it breaks the texture up a little bit more and makes it just look a little bit more interesting. And then again, totally optional, I'm just adding in some stairs. It kind of gives the effect that the stone has cracked a little bit. Again, this is a totally optional step, it's completely up to you. I have done this before without, and it looks completely fine, so again, your choice. And here's how that bit looks all finished. Now we can get onto the actual house building part. Starting off, we're going to be making a framework for the outside of the build. Now would be the right time to make good use of that screenshot of the dimensions, as we can see where we put in where we want the framework to go. And once that's done, we're going to go ahead and build them all up so they are 5 blocks in height. And I don't already think I mentioned, but today we are using stripped spruce wood. And here I am just going ahead and building a cross on that 5th block, joining all the pillars together. Now that part's all done, we can go ahead and start building up our walls. For this, I'm going to be using a mixture of cherry wood planks and stripped cherry wood. As you can see, I've just moved 1 block in from where the framework is and I'm going ahead building around. I like to just start off with one of the blocks that I'm using, so in this instance I'm using the cherry wood planks first, and I'll go in with the other block afterwards. Here I am now just going ahead and incorporating some of the stripped cherry wood. I like to do this personally just because I don't know why the texture of any of the kinds of woods, if there's too much of it in one place, it sends my eyes really funny and it makes them hurt. So I think this is a way of just kind of breaking it up, and it kind of makes the build look a bit more interesting. But yeah, I just go ahead and repeat that all the way around the build in any parts of the walls that are visible. If you plan on decorating the inside of your build, this might be easier to do from the inside, just so you don't risk missing any patches where the framework is. Here's a little update on how it's looking so far, and now I'm going to go ahead and chop out my windows. I'm going for a 3x2 window on the left hand side, 2 1x2 windows on the front, and another 3x2 on the right. Once that's all done, we can go ahead and make a start with our roof. Today I'm using mossy stone bricks again, just so we can match the foundations of the house. So we're going to move 1 block up and 1 block out from where the framework is. And once we've built across, we're going to leave a little gap on the left hand side, on the right hand side, and on the front, and the same area where the windows are. That's because in those areas we're going to be creating some little arch shapes where we can add in some more decoration. Once that's done, we're going to go ahead and make a start on the arch shapes, and the formula goes as follows. Upside down stair, block, stair, upside down stair, block, stair, upside down stair, stair, upside down stair, stair. And then you're going to go ahead and repeat that exact same thing on the other side. The middle part is just going to be filled in with 2 blocks and an upside down stair on the top. And you can just go ahead and repeat that for the other 2 gaps that were left. Here's how that's looking now we've mapped the roof out. We're starting to get something that sort of resembles a house a little bit. And this part is totally optional again, but here I am just swapping out some of the mossy stone bricks and the mossy stone stairs for just some regular stone bricks and stone stairs. And now it's time to go ahead and start filling the roof in. For that we're going to be using moss, and we're also going to just be using regular dirt blocks too. Starting off, I'm placing a block of moss on all of the upside down stairs and the whole blocks that are on the roof arch. I find this makes my life just a little bit easier when I'm filling the roof in, as it means that I'm not kind of placing blocks in the wrong places and everything's lining up. So the top of the roof, I am alternating mossy stone brick half slabs and mossy stone bricks. This kind of creates like a little ridge on the top of the build, which I think looks pretty cool, and it just adds a little bit of extra something. And here's how it's looking so far. Now it's time for my least favourite bit, where we're just going to go ahead and tidy up the inside of the build. This is mostly for if you're going to go ahead and decorate the inside, so it's totally optional if you're not, but I think it just kind of finishes everything off. So to the top of where the cherry wood wall ends, I'm going to just add a layer of stripped spruce wood. Now again, this is a totally optional thing, but I like to do it if I'm going to decorate the inside, as it kind of creates a divide between an upstairs and a downstairs. And then once that's done, you're going to go ahead and carry on building up the rest of the walls with your cherry wood planks, and then add in some of the stripped cherry wood until it reaches where the roof starts. And now that's all done, I've just gone ahead and started mapping out where I want my windows to go and filling them in. I decided to do the top windows in the style of a flower by using some stained glass, but I just decided to go for just regular white stained glass for the bottom windows. And here's a little progress update. It's really starting to come along now, but it definitely needs some decorations. So here I am just adding some mossy stone brick half slabs to every other block on the roof frame. This, again, similarly to the top of the roof, just adds a little bit more texture. And now it's time to get on to the proper decorations. So here I am just starting off by adding some leaves and some stairs and some trapdoors to the edges of the framework just to kind of soften up the corners and to add a little bit more shape. Now I'm going ahead and just adding some lanterns and some flowers just to liven the place up a little bit because it was looking super drab. I'm really enjoying using cherry saplings as flowers at the moment. I think they look really, really pretty, especially when they're in the form of like hanging plants and things like that. Now I'm going to go ahead and add some decorations to the top part of the build. Usually I'll just go with kind of one set design for the top parts and just kind of switch up a little bit with the flowers. For example, here I'm using azalea bushes for the hanging plants, but sometimes I'll switch it up and use ferns or the cherry saplings. And here's how that part looks all done. And here I am going ahead and starting work on the front of the build. In small window bays like that, I like to create like a little windowsill area by using leaves and a half slab. One bit of advice that I could give when decorating a build is that you can't add too many flowers. Frankly, I don't think we have enough flowers in Minecraft. I think we need more. Like, genuinely, I don't think there is a wrong number of plants to add to your build, so just add as many as you want. The other thing is, in this style of building especially, I don't really like having loads of jagged edges, so anywhere I can, if there's like some like sharp corners, I'll add in some stairs and some leaves just to kind of soften it up a little bit. And now we're onto the doorway. For builds like this one, I really like to create a heart shape around the edge of the door from stairs and leaves. I think it just really matches the vibe of the house. And for the final bit of decorating here, I kind of just repeated the kind of design that I did on the opposite side, just switching it up a little bit with the plants that I decided to use. Now onto the staircase leading up to the front of the build. I decided to go for a staggered strip spruce wood and strip cherry wood kind of pattern. And on each descending pillar, I decreased the height by 1/2 slab. And then after a lot of internal debate, I decided to just fill the middle part in with mossy stone brick half slabs. And here's a little progress update. We are so nearly done, just a couple of little extra things to add in. So here I am on the roof just swapping out some of the moss for just some regular grass blocks. Again, I think this helps to just kind of divide the texture up a little bit. And once I was happy with that, I went ahead and started adding in loads of grass and flowers and some large plants just to the top of the roof. I absolutely love doing this. I think it just adds so much to a build, especially one of these kinds of builds that have got quite a lot of plants on them already. I think it just really ties everything together. And here's a step that I totally didn't forget to do earlier and then had to re-record afterwards. But here I am just adding in some mossy stone brick half slabs and regular stone brick half slabs just to certain parts of the edge of the frame. And I'm focusing it mostly just on the outer corners. final step, I'm just going to go ahead and absolutely smother the ground in a load of grass, tall grass, some tulips, and loads of other different kind of flowers that we've already used in the build. Again, I think this kind of just really helps to tie everything together, and in a way it sort of makes the build sort of blend in with the surrounding area a bit better in my opinion. And that, my friends, is the build all done. I absolutely love this house. I think the colours are so pretty. But yeah, thank you all very much for watching. If you enjoyed, don't forget to like and subscribe. Drop any questions you've got in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one.